So I laid it out. I won't give you stats on Ohtani, but you have to give it up now, right?
Well, BK, it's the same story I've been talking about. I'm not dissing him and don't think he's a great pitcher, but the competition, the Diamondbacks, is that the
Diamondbacks are probably a playoff team. Diamondbacks are probably a playoff team.
Probably, or are they? Or will they make the playoffs, yes or no, BK?
They're fringe. They're fringe.
No.
Yeah. They're fringe.
They're not that good.
So he can only face... Still in all, even I know you're going strength of schedule, which we normally don't do for anybody until like we get to Cy Young and it's like Mike Messina face in the AL East or something like that. But this guy right now, look at the slash line, even the batting average. You like batting average? 301, 420 on base, 521 slugging. The weighted runs created plus tied for the league lead, 0.74 is the best in baseball. Like, come on, Rob. Now, that's it. You don't need strength of schedule. Whoever he's facing, he's so dominant. I'm so impressed now, and I take shots too when I think it's warranted. But right now, this is startling.
No, he's having a really good season, putting it both together. Finally, he's hitting like we expect. So yes, he's having an MVP season.
Okay, look, he said it. Phillies, meantime, just swept the Padres, 23-10 since Don Mattingly took over. I know you spoke to Donnie. Let's hear part of you with Don Mattingly. The Hershiser thing's mind-boggling from 1988. And here are the top longest streaks, the longest streaks in the modern era. That's 1900. Hershiser broke Don Drysdale's record. Walter Johnson is the greatest pitcher in the history of baseball. Christopher Sanchez made his mark, going just ahead, come on, of Bob Gibson. Think of that. Jake Peavy joins us now. I mean, when you're up there with Walter Johnson and Bob Gibson, and let alone, Hershiser's got the record, Jake. It got my, like when it was 25 and then 37 and 44, I'm like, wow, he's really making a run. And can you just weigh in on that first? Should he have had a play at the plate on that run?
I see where you're saying. For me to throw any shade Brandon Marsh's way is tough because of how well he's playing on all sides of the ball. Yeah. His momentum right here. Watch his momentum. He has to go to his left, and he just never quite gets square to the plate. His momentum, I get what you're saying, but he just couldn't quite get turned enough to make that throw 5 foot up the line, and it has a chance.
I'm asking a lot, but the guy running is 5th percentile in speed, 5th, as in like among the slowest guys in the league. But all right, but that's an amazing feat by Sanchez.
It is. Let's just start with he's 6'6", BK, and he's left-handed. If you're left-handed, that's already an advantage when you're 6'6" and create this kind of extension. When you watch him pitch, you don't think that he's handing the ball to you, but he's up in the 80th percentile of extension. Well, what does that mean? That means that your fastball is going to play up because it's getting on you sooner. Well, for the batter, that means you have to start quicker to get on that fastball. When you have to do that, he has the ultimate equalizer and as good of a changeups in the game. It's the best run value per pitch in the league that we've seen. When he speeds you up with a heater, and he'll just change up you to death. It's very reminiscent for me, Johan Santana.
Okay, who was the best in the game for like 4 straight years, the best pitcher in baseball. Ohtani, though, is the best pitcher in baseball, and he's the best hitter in his league. Statistically, he is tied for the league lead in weighted runs created plus or OPS plus. He's tied. He is the best on base in the National League. And Jake, he's got a 0.74. Like, no, my mind is blown now. And because pitching for him has kind of been like a side hustle, like the kids say. Last couple of years, like he pitched half a year. Year before he was injured. Now he's in full ace mode.
Full ace mode. What he understands both sides of the ball from the American's point of view now. He'd come over and you just watched him understand who I need to be as a hitter versus these pitchers. And now you're understanding he fully gets how I'm going to get these guys out with multiple different looks. But what I want to point out that I'm sure a lot of people have talked about, but maybe not realize it. When this guy went to warm up last night, when I'd warmed up for how many ever hundreds of starts, you get done with that, go get you some water, sit down and regroup. He walked from the pen, warmed up, got a glass of water, and didn't get off his feet. Then he went straight out after leading off the game, which he got on base.
Yeah.
And he pitches the bottom of the first. You know, this is exhausting throwing that many pitches. Now, look, this is the top of the second. He went in and sat down for a minute, maybe, back out there for the bottom 2 after being left on deck. Now he leads off the third. He still hasn't sat down, BK.
On base, yeah. Now he's on base.
Watch this, first to third right here. I believe they stopped him because they go, whoa, we've got a lot left in this.
Right. Then
He scores. Of course, he has to be in the lineup. Remember when he wasn't in the lineup?
Right.
This is why, because of what he's asked to do. This is the bottom of the third, and I don't know that he sat down for longer than 1 minute.
Amazing, right.
It is truly remarkable as somebody who's done this craft and knew what those 2 to sometimes 10 minutes could mean of just regathering yourself and your strength.
I want to underline that because, right, he's warming up, then he leads off, and then you mentioned the next time he's on deck. So he's, your adrenaline's pumping, and then, okay, they made the last out. Now I go out. Now you're pitching. Then you come back. Then you lead off. You're not sitting. It's like you're like playing Little League Baseball.
When you get off the mound in the top of the first, you're thinking about the batters. As the pitcher, who's coming up next? That's what you're thinking about. He's doing that, trying to process it, maybe talking to Will Smith just on the way to grab a bat to think about what the pitcher's going to throw me.
It's amazing.
Truly.
I'm glad you pointed that out. Like just the physical.
We could have talked about all the offers and how good the sweeper is.
Nobody from the Mets should make the All-Star team. Nobody. Not one Met. Give us your rationale.
I mean, come on. Look at where this season is. Look at the payroll. Look at what the expectations were.
True.
I'm sorry.
True.
They're out of it. Why in the world are we rewarding a team that's underachieved? Nobody, not even Juan Soto, belongs on the All-Star team.
Juan Soto is tied with Ohtani for the league lead in hitting. Like just about weighted runs created plus with Drake Baldwin and Shohei Ohtani. Like, come on. He's hitting a little better than Schwarber and James Wood. Like, come on. You can allow Juan Soto to go to the All-Star game, right? I'm sure he'd rather go fishing. But, like, you'd allow Soto. Soto should go.
He didn't make it last year, BK. Don't you remember when he was Juan Soto? He didn't make it last year.
This year, he's #1 in hitting. Like, it's a different year. It's a different thing. It's a different All-Star game. You don't punish him because his team is terrible.
If I'm voting, I'm looking for the team next to the guy's name. If it says Mets, no vote for me.
Well, that's you. It's you being you. And sometimes you're unreasonable, and sometimes it makes sense. I get it. Rob, thank you. We'll see you here in studio, in the flesh, baby, next week.
That's right. Next Thursday. Can't wait, BK.
All right. That'll be a true showdown.
There's a leadership quality about him. Dudes love him. And he's a dominant force on that mound at this age, which you're supposed to kind of plateau and then go this way. He's plateaued a few years ago, and he's going straight up like he's a Baseball America prospect.
Thank you, by the way, for putting up the odds right there. You can see them. Sanchez plus 125, Mizrowski plus 200, Ohtani plus 550. He's tied with Paul Skeens right now at plus 950. However, he could join with a win tonight, the lead league for wins. MLB Ballpark Cam takes us to the desert where the Dodgers, they took it to the D-backs last night. Shohei Ohtani, he punched out 6 and 6 scoreless. He reached base 5 times. LA blanked Arizona 7-0. Kevin, it is early June. The Dodgers are up 7 games in the NL West. Do you even have any concerns left about Doc's squad at this point?
No, the only concern I would have had today is if Shohei, if he was playing, he's not going to be playing today because the day after he pitched, but Bannister wasn't real happy on Nolan Arenado pitch, and it wasn't on purpose. His command was off early. He threw a couple balls up and in, head high, put Arenado on his stomach, but that doesn't matter if it's on purpose or not. There is like, hey, and you saw Bannister shaking his head in the dugout. But this team, I sat there and watched it. It is magnificent. When you got Tucker now starting to swing the bat, right, and it takes time. People think, here's $60 million and just go hit your 35 and do everything. But it takes some time because you're just like trying to do too much to make the contract feel like it's all worth it. Who cares, bro? You got paid. It's no one's fault. You are who you are once again. This lineup is who they are. They are awesome. Their leadership starts from Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, period, end of story. Shohei Ohtani's an AI creature. What he's doing on the mound and what he does at the plate and the at-bats he had, he got on base last night 4 or 5 times. I'm sitting there watching going, this doesn't even make sense. Hitting is hard. Hitting is hard. Throwing a baseball is hard. To be prepared on both sides of the seed. Like, you have to be prepared on how to get these guys out, but yet I have to go up there and boom, I got Dallin on the mound. And so it's pretty, I know we take it for granted. I do. I know as fans we take it for granted. You don't stop as much as we used to when we first came up with the Angels. You have to understand what this dude's doing and what this team's built and what Andrew Freeman and Dave Roberts and this organization, they have put together stars that pull from the same rope. There's no egos. They all play different positions. They all have different lineups. They all have young, good-looking guys that come up and do their thing. It is fascinating to watch. When they want to win, they can win. They kind of go through the motions because that's what you have to do. It's like not every single game right now matters, but I'll tell you what they can. They can win 120 games.
Is that true, Dem?
Yeah.
Does being handsome matter? Does that help?
Yeah. Apparently, it's the sixth tool. Yeah. It is one of the tools Kevin did have in his toolbox. He always says he didn't have any tools in the toolbox, but being handsome is one of them, and it got him a long way. Listen, the Dodgers. You know what I would do if I was running another team? I'd completely break the rules. I'd hire a spy. I would, and I'd get them drafted by the Dodgers somehow, and I'd figure out how they do this, because it's not fair. It feels, you know what feels not fair? I think this is what bothers people. It's like one thing if you go out and the Dodgers buy all the players and they get all the good players, but then they develop so well. Andrew Freeman set that precedent of what he was able to do in Tampa, and then now you got Robleski. Here's a guy, your product of your system.
Nice. So anyway, Geraldo Perdomo joined us yesterday on the show. He stuck his tongue out at Shohei Ohtani. So Shohei starts him off with a strike.
Just 93. Just feather one in there. Get ahead, strike one.
But then he waits all the way to 1 on the pitch clock, and then Perdomo calls a timeout. He tried to ice him. So this is in the same at-bat. Hundo at his kneecap. Then a slider at his toes. Shohei Ohtani's a nice man.
He actually looks angry, Red. He does.
This ground ball to first base is how the at-bat would end. 100-mile-an-hour offering from Shohei Ohtani. And I believe my own eyes. Dan, I think Shohei looked angry there.
Greg, he is a man on a mission on the mound, and the results dictate what he's doing. He is, I agree with you. You came out this year on opening day and said Shohei Ohtani, the one thing he hasn't done that he would love to do is to win a Cy Young Award, and I really think this is the year he has put all his chips into, as much as he can, you know, separating the hitting side from the pitching side. I had him fourth on the DP top 25. He could have very easily been second or third. I thought Christopher Sanchez was clear-cut number one. You could have made a case Ohtani at 2.
6 innings, 2 hits, no runs. A 0.74 ERA. Lowest ERA in the first 10 starts of the season. You got to go back. I mean,
it is ridiculous.
I mean, this is unbelievable. Juan Marichal in 1966, Jacob deGrom the lowest. We've never seen a pitcher in the modern era, essentially. I mean, the lowest ERA we've ever seen is Bob Gibson, 1.12.
Yeah.
They lowered the mound after that in the 60s, right? We've never seen a player with 50 homers and 50 stolen bases. Shohei Ohtani did that. We've never seen a pitcher with a sub-1 ERA at the end of the season with 30 starts. I think Shohei Ohtani wants to do that. If Shohei Ohtani does both, I said this yesterday, Sean, they can't just retire his number in all 30 ballparks. A statue of Shohei Ohtani has to be built and placed in center field of
That'd
all
be a
30
hard
ballparks.
sell in San Francisco.
I don't care.
In San Diego.
It's the greatest human that's ever played baseball. This is what we're watching is unfathomable.
You know what? It's historic. And every time he takes the field, I hope as baseball fans that we are really, really appreciating what he's doing. I mean, it's incredible.
Look at this. We found the greatest 19-game stretch in Shohei's career. He's the greatest player of all time. He pitches and hits. Take a look at what he did back in 2022. In a 19-game stretch, he had an 1178 OPS. This OPS is higher with a higher batting average. He had more strikeouts in 2022, a few more innings pitched, but fewer hits allowed. You guys tell me, what's the best 19-game stretch in baseball history? The 2022 Ohtani or the 2026 Ohtani? Tell me.
I think 2026. I think what he's doing right now is incredible, especially the 9 hits in the 24 innings pitched. You know, it's phenomenal. It really is to watch what he's doing. One thing about that, I talked to the guys in the Dodgers in that clubhouse, and they say everything this guy does is calculated. By the first throw that he throws in batting practice, the first swing he takes off the tee, he wants to know the exit below. And I'm with you, Danny. When I watched him at the beginning of this year, I was like, he's going for the Cy Young. He knows exactly what he needs to do to win that Cy Young. I think that's where he's going. But he's also like, I just want to let you know, I'm one of the greatest hitters still. I'm going to do that. but I'm going to win a Cy Young.
I'm telling you, he is the first guy I have ever seen. And we've talked about two-way players in college. I can, from a mile away, tell a two-way player. You just can't. They don't have the mannerisms. They don't have the body language. They don't have the savvy.
You can tell what they're better at.
You can tell that they're just not exclusively a pitcher. If you had never any inclination about Major League Baseball, you followed pitching, you watched him pitch last night, you would have no idea this guy went 50-50. 50 homers, 50 stolen bases. Before he came over, I watched a ton of video on him, and I thought, okay, and I remember telling you, I think he's a better pitcher than he is a hitter. I said, Greg, I haven't seen anybody watching video that his mechanics, his delivery, his mound presence, what he throws, how he throws it. I mean, he looks like a pitcher only. I mean, it's amazing to me what he does.
I think he has a chip on his shoulder to prove to everyone he's the best at both. I'm not kidding. I think he wants the world to know he's the greatest baseball player ever, and it's not close. And no one will ever challenge him. And when he's done, I have a new theory on Shohei. I love Joe Davis and John Smoltz calling the World Series. I think they're great. But when this dude retires, he's going to replace Joe Davis and John Smoltz.
He'll do both.
He's going to do both.
Best broadcaster ever.
He's going to be a play-by-play
the
guy.
pregame show. He's going to host the pregame show.
That's an idea, Sean. Let's get a hold of Shohei's people.
You want to go next level, Shohei? You host a pregame show.
Yeah.
Whoa, Shohei. You think you can do everything. Not this.
Yeah, you can, Greg.
Not this. But no, it's incredible what he's doing. And watching him last night, what we didn't talk about is that he reached base 5 times. He reached base 5 times and he stole a bag.
Yeah.
You know, the Cy Young race is wonderful. I love the debate of it. And Christopher Sanchez is the front runner. I'm not going to deny that. And then Mizorowski's probably a close second. And then there's Shohei Ohtani with a 0.74 ERA, right? That's how good everyone else is. But when you consider the fact that he took that many at-bats in a game he started, reached base 5 times, stole a bag, what is he doing tonight? The day after his start? Is he DHing? Or is he running the track and then sitting in the clubhouse eating sunflower seeds? No, he's playing. I just think there's extra merit that has to go behind his pitching stats.
I agree.
I'm sorry. He's helping
It's almost
the
like
team
you
win.
talked about last year with Cal Raleigh as the catcher. You're like, okay, there's extra merit in that. I agree. There's extra merit in Shohei. The fact that he's getting on base 5 times, he's going out and throwing up zeros all the time. There's something to that. Like, yes, incredible.
I just wish the person that put together the DP Top 25 would take that advice from me.
And I have.
And I have.
And I have.